Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be doing our in-depth review of the latest flagship smartphone from Xiaomi in India, the Xiaomi 11T Pro. So Xiaomi's latest flagship offering under the 40,000 price segment. In fact, this device is priced 39,999 for the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage, and it goes up to say 45,000 for the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage. So it's a really good pricing actually for a Qualcomm 888 chip, and you get a lot of good hardware on this device. So is it really worth the money, or you should be buying it? That's what we're going to talk about in this detailed review. So we have done our charging test as well as camera review of this device. We'll talk about all those things in our detailed review, but in case you want a dedicated camera review, we have already uploaded that. So let's get started with the detailed review of the Xiaomi 11T Pro. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So first let's talk about the design and build quality. Now design wise, you can see here it has the traditional design. You get the curved edges. The camera unit is kind of rectangular with curved edges. We have the two main cameras and also the camera placed in the center, and towards the sides so you get the LED indicators, the 108 megapixel mentioned here, LED flashlight rather, and it looks quite okay. You can see that Xiaomi branding as well, and even the sides are also kind of good looking. You get the fingerprint scanner on the power button, volume rocker keys, and you get the SIM tray at the bottom, USB Type-C, dual speakers, IR blaster is included. So it's fairly well equipped in terms of hardware. But in terms of design, we wouldn't say it's kind of outstanding design or a crowd puller, but it's definitely one of the good looking device out there, especially this color. It looks really great. We have talked about this color, and it actually feels really nice when light falls on this color. So it's a good design, but nothing outstanding in terms of overall looks, or it's not a killer phone in terms of design, but it definitely is good looking overall. Now one thing what we noticed, or what Xiaomi has mentioned, is that it's a plastic chassis, not a metal chassis. Now there are two things which people are concerned about plastic chassis, because people tend to think that plastic chassis can damage the phone pretty much faster than a metal chassis, but it's not actually true. Xiaomi has said that they have used extremely premium plastic material, so it doesn't cause any sort of damage to the device. So that way we don't see any sort of issues with having a plastic frame. Now next let's talk about the display. Now this is one of the most important things about the device. Now the phone comes with a full HD AMOLED display. It's a 120Hz AMOLED display, and this is having a 10-bit panel, and apart from that you also get the Dolby Vision certification HDR10 plus, and also you get a max brightness of 100 nits, or rather 1000 nits of peak brightness, which is really good. In fact, we can clearly say this is the best display we have tested in this price segment. Extremely crisp, colors are really vivid, vibrant, and the detailing is really good. The colors are really impressive, and it's kind of the display which we see in premium devices. So Xiaomi has literally nailed in terms of display quality. It's definitely one of the best, or rather the best display we have seen in this price segment, and this display is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. Now the back panel is not Gorilla Glass protected. In fact, this is toughened glass, but still looks good. Now the display, as I said before, it's Gorilla Glass Victus. So display is probably 10 out of 10 for us in terms of our usage. Next, talking about the software. Now this device comes with MIUI 12.5. Now this does not come with Android 12. In fact, this has Android 11. That's probably one of the disappointing things, I would say. It's not a disappointing thing per se, but then it's 2022, and we would have definitely loved to see Android 12 on this device, but it comes with Android 11 and MIUI 12.5, which is the latest version. Now MIUI 12.5 has come really well in terms of being a polished UI comparing to the MIUI 12 version. This is definitely much improved and feels really premium as well. It feels really good. There is hardly any bugs and issues. The performance is superb, and overall experience with the MIUI 12.5 is really good on this device. We hardly saw any sort of issues with MIUI 12.5 on this device. Now talking about the performance. Now this device comes with the Qualcomm's 888 chip, which is the really powerful flagship chip from last year. Now it's still one of the best flagship chipsets. It is coupled with either 8 gigs of RAM or you get 12 gigs of RAM. Now, the performance is stellar on this device. You don't have anything to complain literally on this device. The performance is good. The gaming experience is also pretty good. There is also liquid cooling technology included, and apart from that, day-to-day experience has been stellar, and you hardly see any sort of issues on this device. Now another important thing about this device is the speaker performance. Now this is Harman Kardon tuned speakers with a Dolby Atmos support. Probably the best speakers I have tested in this price segment, and it is really loud and crisp, and at max volume you don't actually feel like it's playing from a smartphone. That much sound and the crispness of the speaker is something which stands out in this price segment. So again, crisp speaker performance. Now this device comes with a 5G support, since it's a Qualcomm chip, and there are enough plenty of bands supported, so it's again you are protected in terms of if you're really looking for a 5G device future proof. Again, I've been saying on this channel that you shouldn't be looking at a 5G device as of now, but if your device has 5G, that's well and good, but looking just for 5G alone doesn't make sense, because 5G auction has not yet taken place. So we are not going into details of that. Now the fingerprint scanner is side mounted. Many of you have asked us why not an in-display fingerprint scanner, but yes, in-display fingerprint scanner would have made things better, but fastness of the fingerprint scanner, I would say the side mounted fingerprint scanner is a bit more faster than in-display fingerprint scanner. That's what my personal experience is, but again, in-display fingerprint scanner adds to a bit more fashion or stylish statement, or probably a bit more premium statement. But otherwise, the fingerprint scanner experience is really good. Now talking about the cameras. Now you get a triple camera setup. You get a 108 megapixel primary sensor, you get an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and you get a 5 megapixel telemacro sensor. Now on the front, you get this 16 megapixel selfie camera. Now we have done a detailed camera review of this device, found this camera to be extremely capable. It produces some really good images in terms of daylight conditions. In case you want to see our detailed review, we have uploaded it on our channel, so you can check out that. And the cameras are really good actually. It does pretty well in terms of daylight conditions. The ultra wide also feels pretty good. The macros are really impressive. The telemacros are definitely the best out there in this price segment, and you also get decent portraits. Portraits could have been improved again, but not bad. Still really good. The low light experience is also pretty good. The selfies are once again good, even though there is no optical image stabilization. That's one of the missing aspects. Actually, the stabilization is offered even on 4K at 60 fps, which is pretty good. The EIS is offered, so even you get 8K video recording on this. So that way, Xiaomi has actually made things better with EIS, although this device does not feature optical image stabilization. So that's the camera. In case you want to have a detailed look at the camera, we have our detailed camera review, so do check out that video. Now finally, the battery life and the charging. Now this device comes with 120 watts of fast charging, or rather hypercharge. Now we couldn't get that kind of fast charging on our device, but people have got in like 20 to 25 minutes, which is really good. 5000 mAh charged in say 20 to 25 minutes, but we got around 40 minutes, but we are not really sure whether it's kind of voltage issue or any sort of issue. We have reached out to Xiaomi to provide an input on this, but even if you leave aside the 120 watt charging, it's fairly fast in terms of charging speed, and the battery life is really good on this device. We could get like 5 to 6 hours on an average screen on time. Again, that depends upon person to person, and we feel this is really good performance. 6 to 6.5, even 6.5 hours we got on this device for a flagship device. That's definitely good, and the kind of work we do with this device, that's what we got. Again, screen on time depends upon person to person. We can't have a single screen on time figure for all users, so again, that depends. So that is our experience with the Xiaomi 11T Pro. So now just summing up the pros and cons. The pros include good design. Actually, it's not a standard design, but still it's really good design and build quality. Now displays, excellent displays, good software experience, great performance, great camera experience, excellent sound output, and then battery life is also really good, and you get 120 watts fast charging. Now the downsides of the device. There's hardly any downside actually, but if I were to nitpick some of them, then lack of Android 12 is one of them, then lack of optical image stabilization is another one, and probably Xiaomi could have added a better ultra wide. Again, that's not a major concern though, but we would have liked if Xiaomi added a say 12 or 13 megapixel ultra wide, because at a premium segment we feel 8 megapixel ultra wide doesn't make much sense. But those are like nitpickings. I wouldn't say that is a major con. But having said that, the Xiaomi 11T Pro ticks all the right boxes for a great value flagship. 40,000 rupees, you get a really good performing device. There's hardly anything to complain on the Xiaomi 11T Pro. It's one of those devices which gets you everything right, almost everything right, except for probably I would say lack of optical image stabilization and Android 12. Otherwise, it's a really stellar package out there. And if you're looking for a great value flagship, we really recommend the Xiaomi 11T Pro. So that is our experience with the Xiaomi 11T Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.